So amazing, Mahamudra.
So it's interesting, this in the Vajra Yoga program,
Yes.
what you are doing at Manla,
Yes.
I like this concept.
Yes.
So when we say, Vajra and yoga, it's a very, very good combination.
Yes.
And so Vajra has many different translations.
Yes.
But my favorite translation of Vajra is Michepa, Dorje Michepa.
Indivisible.
Yeah, not dividing, right? Not there are two cups, we divide it, then this is not Vajra, Chepa.
Right.
But if these cups, they combine together, they become a bigger cup,
Yes.
that's a Michepa.
Yes. Yes.
Indivisible.
Yes.
And
Inseparable.
yeah, inseparable. So that's why in the Hindu yogas or Buddhist yogas,
Yes.
they are all one body, right?
Yes, that's the idea.
Yeah, one body. So
Yes,
we
one
should
conversation.
exactly. So we should not divide it.
Mm-hmm.
And today I think we have this sharp wall to say, oh, this is Buddhism, that is non-Buddhism, or this is Hinduism.
That's
there's
right.
a big division.
That's right.
And of course, some people they like to do that division.
Yeah.
That's it's called the work of devils. Did you know the word of devil, diavolo, it means division?
Yes.
Did you know that?
No.
In Latin, diavolo. I have heard diavolo means Latin word means dividing.
Oh, diavolo, I see. Yes.
So Vajra actually is the antidote for diavolo.
Yes, I
It
think
means
that's
no division.
That's right. Sure.
So like a family, it's there are two neighbors, but they become one family.
That's right.
And then it's becoming harmony and
Yes,
these
yes,
things.
yes.
And also it's interesting, when we talk about the Saraha, it's known as the grandfather of Mahamudra.
I see.
Chakja Chembog, Mepo is grandfather, right?
Yes.
So he's kind of the founder of the Chakja Chempo, the father of Mahamudra.
Yeah.
But Saraha himself, he was half Hindu, half Buddhist, half Brahman actually.
Yes, right.
So he didn't know what to do. Then he said, okay, in the morning I do Brahma, in the evening I practice Buddhism.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and at the end he knew it's the same,
Yes.
But for people, his families, he need to be a Brahman too.
Yeah.
That's what we call Tramse Saraha.
Some say.
Tramse.
I see.
Tramse means Brahman, no?
Dramse, yeah.
Yes. Tramse Saraha.
Dramse Saraha.
Yeah, Tramse Saraha. So for his family members, he's a Brahman. But then for himself, he's a Buddhist.
Yes.
So through the Mahamudra practice, he find out is the same, So that's why when you say Vajra Yoga, I think Vajra is this,
Yes.
without dividing.
Yes.
And then the yoga means to achieving our own original state.
Yes.
So then if we try to embody ourselves in a fake state, then that fake state says, oh, I'm a Buddhist, I'm non-Buddhist, I'm Brahman.
Some sort of fake identity.
Yes, I'm Tibetan, I'm American, so this is a kind of fake identity, That's called Jema, something fake.
Contrived.
Yeah, but in reality we are free from that nature, we are all humans.
Yes.
And so we should not divide ourselves because of our race and because of our culture and these things. Right. So then Nal Jor means Nalma means the opposite of Jema.
Yes.
Nalma is the Machupa, no? Nalma. Ranapta Nala Nel.
Yeah, Nala. Yeah. It's essence, no?
Exactly. Essence and also Machupa. No fake. The real organic version. Yeah. Jorwa means achieve that state.
Yes.
So at the end, all humans, we have one nature.
Yes.
One essence.
Yes.
And then we need to achieve that organic nature and essence. Then in that case, it doesn't matter what is your religion, what is your race, what is your cultural background, Yes. So that's why putting together the Buddhist yoga, Hindu yoga, whatever we call, coming together as a one big piece, I think it's a perfect,
Yes, Solanus is trying to do that. He wants Indians, he wants his gift to India. to be their own science revived. Their own, as one aspect of their own inner science revived. And when we start to do it, we discover it's very interconnected already, very much so. So that in the Yoga Sutra they say Dharma Mega. That's their goal, is to be Dharma Mega. And Dharma Mega is like, Bodhisattva.
Dharma Mega is Dharma cloud.
Yeah, true teacher,
Is it similar to iCloud?
It might be.
I think so. Everybody can save music, file, everything in iCloud.
I know that's true.
So iCloud doesn't say you are Buddhist, you are Hindu, this and that. It has a Vajra nature,
That's
no?
right.
So we have the Dharma cloud.
That's right. Facebook. But then they're different companies, then they're Teba. And they divide into different companies. But decentralized.
When the devil comes,
Yes.
when the devil comes, then they become all different
That's
companies.
Right. So they want to make separate money.
Yes, yes.
Right.
So, and the Vajra Yoga, you trained the people in Vajra Yoga,
Well,
right?
people are trained in yoga, some people are trained in Buddhism and they're learning something about yoga. Some people trained in yoga learning something about Buddhism. And then eventually, like Michele is sort of the leader. She was very trained in Hatha Yoga, and she's learned a lot. She has, Dungho Wangchen, Nanjum Mahamudra from Gela, and so on. So she's trying to combine them and then seeing where that goes, and she will be leader of that, hopefully. And so she's a great yogi. Christiana is a great yogini. And she knows the Nechang. Nechang is also Vajra Yoga, of course.
Yes.
And has connection with the Hatha Yoga. Hatha.
Yes.
First mention of the word Hatha Yoga is in Dungho Zagyu. Mentioned in Dungho Zagyu under the Truptamki Leew. In Hatha Yoga.
The chapter of the sadhana.
Hatha means something forceful. It's Shuk Gyavat. Hatha means Hatha. And then they also say Ha and Ta, it's right and left channel.
And also Hatha is sun and the moon, no? Solar and the lunar.
It's Nida.
Yes. Like Tigle Karpo and the Marpo. So I think essence is the same, yeah.
Right. And maybe Hatha means also bringing them forcefully together in central channel. Rahu, that's a Rahu, the dark color.
Yeah.
Rahu.
Yeah, normally I think the confusion is there are many Buddhist people. They do the Buddhist meditation, shamatha, vipassana, and so there is a joke. It seems Buddhists are born without legs, because the Buddhists are always sitting.
Always thinking?
Always sitting and thinking and meditating.
I see.
No legs, or legs are not needed. And then, so people, they want to do something physical, then they say, okay, we don't find it in Buddhism, and then we need to learn some Indian yoga,
Yes, right.
asanas, and then Hatha Yoga, and Ashtanga Yoga, and so on.
Yes.
So similar way, like some people, they say, okay, I'm a Buddhist practitioner, but then in the Buddhist practice, we don't find the sexual practice. Yes. Then I have to find something in Taoism, Tao practice, and this and that. Right. So I think, so in a way, the Taoism and Buddhism, Hinduism, I think they are all connected.
Definitely.
We don't need to completely separate them.
No.
But then we are kind of conditioned. Our education conditioned us.
Yes.
We see them always something separately.
Yes.
And then somebody is in the Buddhist box for meditation, but then you have to jump to the next box, a Hindu box for yoga. Then you jump back for meditation, and then the Taoist.
Box for rejuvenation and sexuality.
Yes, exactly. So that's why then spiritual people, they need to jump from box to box, and then they are criticized by other people.
Yes.
And then other people say, no, you cannot mix it, it's a cocktail, and this and that. Yes. And then they get confused. And then some people, they try to create their own system, you know.
Yes, yes.
Little bit of Taoism and little bit of Vajrayana, little bit of this.
Yes.
So that's also origin of New Age, you know.
Yes.
And so I think that's why there are lots of confusions. So if we can present well the Vajra Yoga,
yes,
so without dividing,
yes,
and also kind of true and realistic understanding about all different traditions.
yes. So His Holiness's method is that people should keep their own cultural tradition according to their grandmother, you know. So whatever granny wants, they stay there. It's a sort of as a sense of identity. But then they learn from the other ones. And then he doesn't then engage in the idea, but in fact this will make them change their interpretation of their own tradition to some extent, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, I was just in Costa Rica, and there was this man there, and he is unfortunately separated from his wife. But years ago I was there with His Holiness, and his wife told me a story about how her mother, that's the grandmother, used to have a Buddha, like a small Japanese Buddha, like in the garden you have, you know, and it was on mantelpiece. And then she had many crucifixes, many Jesus in the same room. She was Catholic, you know. And the father would come to her house for coffee, the priest, and then he would complain about the Buddha, said that was the devil, she had to destroy, and so forth and so on. And finally she got tired of being scolded by him. So she didn't destroy it, but she put it in the closet. So when he would come, she would put it away so he wouldn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
So then, when Dalai Lama was there, he was on the television with the Archbishop of San Jose, of the capital city. And the Archbishop liked Dalai Lama so much, they were holding hands. So then the lady told me that her mother said, if the Archbishop can hold hands with Dalai Lama for 20 minutes, I can keep my Buddha on the mantelpiece. So that made me very happy. You know? So that's the idea. You know, it becomes a little more tolerant, the rigid ones.
Yes.
If we learn something from the other one.
Yes.
So then I said to the lady, I said, yeah, we're very similar, Buddhist and Christian. I said, because future life, you know, you have, and then you have a long time, but you don't have many human lives normally. They say, your church says, so never mind, you just have one really long future life. We have many long future lives. So then she said, yeah, but we don't have a previous life, she said. So then I said, you don't? Really? What do you mean? And they said, well, I said, where does your soul come from? I said, it's in your body. Where did that come from? And then she says, well, I don't know. Maybe. I said, well, was the soul existing with God? It didn't exist before God made out of nothing, just suddenly when you were born, or what? And I don't know, she said. I said, well, maybe it was with God. Then where was God? He's been there forever. Beginning, he's Thurman.
Yeah.
And so your soul was with him, maybe. Then he put it in body. So then I was teasing her. I said, where was soul? In filing cabinet? Where was he keeping? So then, I don't know, she didn't like, maybe she didn't like that. Then she divorced her husband 30 years later. That was very bad. I shouldn't have done that. That was bad of me. I was pushed it too much. So Dalai Lama doesn't push. He just says, whatever, you learn another thing, you may be a little more relaxed in your original thing, and you make it less dividing.
Yes, less dividing, exactly.
And so they come to, but you know, what I think is this, you know, all of the God traditions, which are the ones that can get very rigid, they also say, God helps those who help themselves. So, you know, they don't go absolutely to the direction where God has all the responsibility and you don't have any.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They kind of always some range of responsibility.
Yeah.
So, and then we Buddhists are more like in Tantra, so we have a whole duty. You know, we have that responsibility.
Yes.
Buddha helps us a lot.
Yes.
Right? Guru helps us a lot.
Yes.
So
here I have a text from Shapkarpa.
Okay.
Shapkar Choturangcho.
What does he say?
Great. And so he's teaching the flight of Garuda.
Oh, yeah.
It's a teaching on Dzogchen. So
Yes.
Mahamudra, Hatha Yoga all together.
Oh, good.
And he says Mahamudra, Hatha Yoga, and Madhyamika, they are all same, you know,
Oh, good.
with your experiences.
Mhm.
Maybe they are different words, but they are same meaning.
Yes.
And so I like Shapkarpa because he's very gentle, you know.
Uh-huh.
He's very, very gentle.
Shapkar is,
Yeah. Shapkar Tsoktu Rangchul.
what's that?
Shapkar Tsoktu Rangchul.
Okay.
That's his name.
I see.
And so Shapkarpa's root guru was a local Mongolian king.
Oh, really?
So he was the local king of our region there.
Really? Mongolia?
Yeah.
Oh,
And Chejal Ngawang Tarje.
I see.
Yeah, Shapkarpa's root guru.
Ngawan Tarje.
Yes.
Lotus.
So yeah, originally they are family, they are Gelugpa, and they are the sponsor of Labrang Monastery.
I see.
But later he became a Nyingmapa, big Ngakpa, very important Ngakpa.
Yes.
And he practiced Gelugpa and the Nyingmapa together.
Of course.
So he studied the Lamrim and the Ngagrim and then Dzogpa Chenpo.
Yes.
So then also he instructed the Shapkar to do the same way. So normally we say Rime, right? Rime means non-sectarian.
Yes.
So in Tibetan tradition, non-sectarian is Karjupa, Sakyapa, Nyingmapa, non-sectarian.
Yeah.
Especially Karjupa and the Nyingma, they are a little bit similar, you know.
Yes.
Their nature, both are a little bit lazy.
Yes.
So they say Rime, okay, we don't make divisions. We are kind of same family. That
Yeah.
was easier.
Yes.
Then Sakyapa, not so easy, because Sakyapa, they are philosophers.
Yes.
We are educated people,
Yes.
scholar group, little bit like that. But still, because of Jamyang Chense Wangpo and Kontel Yonten Jamso, so they met all together, the non-sectarian
But they didn't so much do Gelugpa.
movement. Exactly. They couldn't include the Gelugpa because Gelugpa said,
Also Gelugpa, very scholarly.
yeah, very
accurate.
scholarly. Yes, we have to study a lot, 20
Yes,
years of
yes.
training, you know,
Yes.
otherwise you can't meditate.
Yes.
So then they say, first we have to find the right view, and
Yes.
only with the right view we can do the right meditation.
Right.
Then Karjopa is saying, we start with right meditation, but the right meditation will bring right view.
Yeah.
So we have this expression, Ta togni gom tsalwa, gom togni tawa tsalwa. So when you put together, actually it makes sense.
Yes.
Some people, they first study,
Yes.
they really understand, and then you meditate. But some other people are opposite, right?
Yeah,
They just meditate, and that helps them to understand
Yes.
the view.
Yeah.
So when you put together, actually it's very nice.
Yeah.
And so the Shapkarpa, he bridged with the Nyingma.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he was respecting all schools, you know. He
Right.
was a Nyingma, but he
Right.
respected Sakya, Kajul,
Right.
and also greatly he respect the Gelugpa. It's not only respecting, he practiced Lamram Chemo,
Yes.
Ngaram Chemo, and
Yes.
so on. And so then at the end I see him, he's a very, very gentle yogi, you know.
Yes.
Normally yogis are a little bit wild, you know.
Yes.
Yogis are Mahasiddha style.
Yes.
They have many wild style and rough and tough.
Yes.
So I was little also, I said, okay, if we are Ngakpas, we have to do like that, you know.
Yes.
You have to dress very harsh, and you have to say you are Ngakpa, you have the
Yes.
Kangling,
Yes.
you have Purba, you are fearless,
Yes.
and all this, the idea of little bit craziness, you know.
Yes.
Even your nature is not crazy, you have to do something crazy.
Yes.
Otherwise you are not good Ngakpa.
Yes.
But then when we read the Shapkarpa, it's really like opposite.
I see.
He was very soft
Very
and
gentle.
very gentle,
Yes.
and this. So here in this his flight of Garuda, he says, I really love this part. He's talking about the Rigpa,
Yes.
the ultimate nature of mind.
Yes.
So here he says, Soso cheo namchi ngayang ser. He says the regular people, they call it I.
Yes.
I. Metta lali dakchi mangtangdol. So some Hindu groups, they call it a soul.
Yes.
And then Nyantu Pai Kangzak Dharmilse, the Nyantupa, Theravadan tradition, they call it selflessness.
Yes.
And then Semtsum Pai, the only mind, the Buddhist, Semtsum Pai, they call it, it's a mind, that's
Yes.
school.
Yes.
And then Lali Shiro Parochin Basar. So some people they call it paramita, the perfect, the perfect wisdom.
Yeah.
And lali desha nyingbu mungtata. And some people they call it the Buddha nature.
Yeah.
And some people they call it the Mahamudra. Some people lali uma shibi mungtata. Some people they call it the Madhyamika.
Yeah.
And some people they call it the Tile Nyakchi, on the single sphere, single Tile.
Okay.
And then some people they call it the Choge Ying, Dharma Dhatu.
Okay.
They call it Choge Ying. And then some people they call it the Kunshi, the unconsciousness.
No.
And then some people they call it the ordinary mind, the ordinary consciousness.
No.
And he didn't say it. Probably, if he is now, I'm sure he said that the scientists they call it the brain. I'm adding it.
Oh,
no. I'm adding it.
No,
for sure, if he is in our time, he
call it the brain,
he included them too,
Yes.
And then Mangna Samchi Machab. So it has many names, many names.
Yeah.
Don't let Daniel be. But the meaning, they are always pointing on one thing.
Yeah.
So what is that one thing? That is the Rigpa. So I like his expression, because sometimes I think Buddhists are very hard, no?
Yeah.
And the Christians, they said, oh, we believe in soul.
Yeah.
Then we attack them, say, no, there is no soul.
That's right.
And this and that, we try to educate them, but maybe they are not ready to understand.
Yes.
If this, we believe in soul, we say, yes, you are right, it's called the soul.
Okay.
But then you can approach from Madhyamika or Dzogpa Chenpo Mahamudra.
What is the soul?
Exactly.
Process.
Exactly. Some people, they say it's ordinary mind. You say, yes, the ordinary mind is this. There's an approach to like that.
Yes.
And then some people, they say selflessness. But also in order to dharmel, to understand that the dharmel, first you have to know what self is.
Exactly.
Once you know what self is, then easy to approach self. So that's why I see the Shapkarba's approach is very gentle.
Yes.
So otherwise, when we say selflessness, there is no self. Many people, they get scared, no? Oh, the Buddhists. How do you say? There's an English word when you say no self.
Well, I don't like that way. No, I just say selflessness.
Yeah, there is.
I don't like no self.
There is
Anatma, Nairyatma. But no self makes it sound like it's something,
Yes.
But selflessness is freedom.
Yes.
It's free from self.
Yeah. But then some people, if they believe so much in their self, if we say selflessness, they get scared of that, no?
They do.
So that's why I think this Shapkarba's approach is very, very gentle and very friendly. So as you said, the friendly fun fact.
Yes.
One part is the fun, I think that's very important.
Yes.
Other part is friendly.
Yes.
So in this case, if Christians, they believe in the soul, we say, yes, soul exists.
Right.
Yes, God exists.
Yes.
Yes, there is heaven and this and that. So from their view and from their condition, we can still help them to understand what the Rigpa is.
Yeah.
So in a similar way, even the scientists, everything is about the brain, about neurons, about all these things.
Even, in the Avatamsika flower ornament, Do Pelboche, they say that Bodhisattva on the 8th stage, I think, or 9th stage, before they reach the Dharma Mega stage, Circuit stage, that Bodhisattva for many lifetimes likes to be God, Brahma, They like to be born as a god in different worlds, because there are many worlds, so there are many Brahmas. The main god, most important god, the father god, Brahma. Because then as a god, they can help a lot of beings. So even Bodhisattva at the 9th stage, of the Sadhumati stage, they like to be reborn as a god. Like Bodhisattva at the generosity stage, first of the 10 stages of Bodhisattva. They like to be a king, emperor, Chakravarti, Korojan. Because they can give gifts to it. They have the wealth of the whole kingdom, so they can give gifts to all the poor people. So in many lifetimes then they will be king. So when they get more advanced, they like to be God, so they can be more powerful than human king and give more to the beings. So that breaks down the sort of difference a little bit. You know?
Yes.
But then the idea of omnipotence, they kind of stop short, but almost like omnipotence.
Yeah,
Like
we need to.
like
I think with Vajra Yoga, we need to break down the walls.
Yes, exactly.
But in a very gentle way.
Yes, okay.
It's not the Mahasiddha style.
Yes, I agree. Well,
Mahasiddhas, they come with a purba,
yes,
very rustful,
yes.
and then some people get shocked and this and that. So I think this Shabkarba's approach, it's very nice.
I think so. Wasn't it Shabkar?
And actually, when we say Machur Droa Simjin Thamchil, so all sentient beings are our mothers.
Yes.
So in this case, it doesn't matter what religion they belong. They are, they are all our mothers.
Exactly.
And it doesn't matter what skin color is. They are all our mothers.
Exactly.
No? So this kind of connection with maternal love.
Wasn't it Shabkar, Guru Rinpoche? He said that Guru Rinpoche told him that Guru Rinpoche was Tsongkhapa.
Yes. So he said, Guru Rinpoche come back as a Atisha and then as a Tsongkhapa.
Right.
Yes.
He said that.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's why, so like also in Tibet, some Tibetans are very fanatic about their school,
I know.
Very much, like, Gelugpa and this, the young Takpe Tawa, who is the right one, he's the wrong one. I think it's a little bit too much,
Yes, it is too much.
And now probably in India, because of His Holiness' teaching, I think everybody is a little bit relaxed.
Yes,
and now
he did such a good job.
Yeah, now with Vajra Yoga, I think we need to relax more,
Yeah.
So when we bridge between Hindu and Buddhism, so it's a very big, massive bridge.
Yes.
Yeah, we should bridge it very well. I know, there's some Hindu gurus, they are saying, Buddhism is too much mind, too much analytic.
I know.
So they kind of reject
too
that.
Much suffering.
Yes. And then some Buddhist scholars also, we reject the Hindus, they are more like running around with soul and these things. So I think, we really should find a Shabkarba bridge, very gentle and understandable bridge.
Yes, that's what we need your help there for Gemma. You have to be co-founder of the Vajra Yoga. You are co-founder.
Thank you for the new title.
Please, really. I think His Holiness.
And then we need your paper research. You already discovered.
I am learning so much about it.
And the sutra, they already talked about yoga and these things.
Yes. And Shankaracharya, there's two different versions about story of Shankaracharya. And and nowadays Hindus have 4 Shankaracharyas. These are like the Dalai Lamas of the Hindus, the Shankaracharya. But the philosophy of Shankaracharya, most of the Vedantin people, they throw it out. They don't like it. They say he was a Prachanabauda, secret Buddhist. Because when he said Nirguna Brahman, then that meant that the caste system is only arbitrary. It's not absolute. It's a relative. So then they get some of the more strict Hindu become annoyed with the actual philosophy of Shankaracharya. They say, well, we love Shankaracharya, but not that philosophy, because that's too radical, like a Buddhist. So eventually they will move maybe back toward they will like Shankaracharya more. And I always like Shankaracharya. But he says bad things sometimes about Nagarjuna, but who cares? Never mind. Because he can't argue with Nagarjuna, because he has the same method as Nagarjuna. So he can't really argue with him, so he just says, he's kind of a crazy guy, so he doesn't talk about it. He rejects the Asanga, rejects the Simsambas. But he can't reject the Madhyamakas, because he's a Madhyamaka. So he just says, never mind, don't pay attention. Even though he said that, he's still accused by the more rigid Brahmins of being a Prachanabauda, or secret Buddhist, hidden closet Buddhist. So this is great.
So also another important thing.
Yes, what is that?
One, as I said, the Shabkarba has this very gentle approach. And then another one, like in Buddha's time, Buddha, he gave his teachings in Pali, right? So Pali was the public spoken language.
Well, they say that nobody really knows, but they think Pali is closer to that.
Exactly, closer to that. So it's common people can understand him.
Yeah.
So that's why I think also today in the Dharma translation or Yoga translation, also we should have a very, a language. The terminologies should be very simple ones.
Yes, sure.
Not very sophisticated,
Yes.
And then only the scholars can understand and this and that. I think it should be very simple and base. And why I think like that? Also because of Shapkarpa.
Oh, yes, why?
But also Longchenpa uses these words. And actually in the Yuthok Mahamudra, also Mahamudra and Dzogchen, he uses this word.
Yes.
There are some terminologies very typical for Mahamudra and for Hatha Yoga, for Dzogchen. So for example, Shapkarpa here it says, Shaktu Tamil Shipa Jenewa. Jenewa.
Okay.
Jempa. Ragapta Garta Jandronge Jena Jenewa. No, Jenewa, this one. That one, Jen.
Which line? I'm sorry.
This one, the
third line.
Tamil second line.
Te nieve tongju mebe maleba saleba rigbe unsum sale shigewa.
Yes, this one. What's the sale? What's the shike?
Oh yes, what is that?
What's the jinn? Exactly.
I know there are many of those.
You see, I like this part.
Yeah, Yuthok also has many, like pun, puna, and then I don't know why.
Yes, because these are nomad language.
I see.
Yeah, scholars, they don't get it. That's why I like this.
I know. So
nomad people, you say Salewa, this, Salewa.
What is Salewa?
It means clear.
Oh, okay, Salewa, okay.
Everything is clear.
Okay.
Yeah. Shike is something vivid.
Shigewa.
Shikse indica. It's something vivid. This one is a shike indica, vividness. Yes. So when we talk with these nomad people, farmers, they don't know how to read, they don't know how to write.
Yeah, sure.
But when we give the teachings, Dzogchen teachings or Mahamudra, you use this Jenewa. Jenewa, Jempa means raw. When we eat meat,
raw, okay, Jenewa.
Yes, we eat raw meat or we eat cooked meat.
I see.
So philosophers, they like to cook the meat, and then we have to put salt inside, and then lots of Indian spices.
Yes.
Nagarjuna spice,
Yes.
Chandrakurti spice, and this,
Very good.
and then become a very nice dish and easy.
That's why I try friendly, fun facts.
Yes, I know.
For example, Shunyata again. I like to say freedom.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Freedom.
Yeah.
Because free is a negation.
Yes.
Sugar-free, salt-free, trouble-free.
Yes.
Freedom. So everybody gets freedom. George Bush says they hate our freedom. In Texas, we have freedom. But they don't know what it is, but it's emptiness. Yeah,
that's why I love this, your translation. When in the common people, when you say empty, it's empty glass.
Yeah.
Empty heart. No, my heart is filled with love.
Yes.
I don't like to have empty heart.
Mm-hmm.
Empty stomach means I'm hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So they have this common people have a confusion. No? When we say freedom, everybody knows what freedom is. Everybody wants the freedom.
They want freedom.
Yeah. So that's why this Jenewa means the raw, the raw meat.
Yeah.
So without the cooked.
So instead of saying bliss, void, indivisible, which is high language, we say bliss, freedom, indivisible. Bliss free, indivisible. Bliss free. Okay, everybody like that.
Yes.
Bliss free. Free bliss, sure.
Yes.
Like free love.
Yes.
Okay.
So he has this word. He says Jenewa. He says our mind Chennam semnel rangsar hula show. you leave your mind
True.
in its own place.
Okay.
Wherever mind is, just relax, let it have freedom.
Okay, true.
And then Jagti, when you let it be your mind, and your mind is raw, like a raw meat by itself.
Raw mind.
Yeah, raw mind.
Okay, that's very open.
Yes, not Nagarjuna's mind. No, I'm joking. Raw mind. And then when you look at inside, nothing can be seen.
Yes.
But it's clear.
Okay.
Like awareness. Yes, Saleva. Then is coming the Saleva. First is Geneva. It's the raw. Next one, you don't see anything, but there is a Saleva. And then with awareness, there is a Sale and the Shikewa. Clear and vividness. Jiang Mata Tongxing is not somebody created or something exists. Tongba, empty, and Sengewa. Tong Sang. So Tongba, Tongba and Sengewa. Exactly, this Sengewa is clear away, make you free.
Yeah, free. Yeah. Clear, free and clear.
Yes.
Free and clear.
Free and clear.
Your mortgage is paid off, you're free and clear.
Yes.
You know, that's right. That's it, that's Tong Sangewa.
Oh, what a satisfaction. And then it says, Saltung Nisemepi Yerewa. Yerewa. It's the Salwa, it's the Tongpa, it's a Yermel, Yerewa. When we say it's a Tongpa or Salwa, it's not everything dissolved. Yerewa means if you see a light, it is a light. If you see it's in other angle, another color, it's another color.
I see.
So Yerewa means it's like
just as it is.
Yeah, as it is. It can manifest in any way.
Okay. Oh, Yerewa. Okay.
Yes.
Resilient.
Okay. And then Takpa Mayin Chiang Trupa Me Chapa Mayin Sale Shikewa again. Chikpo Mayin Tuma Rikchangsal Tuma Yermel Ro Chikpa Janademel Rang Riktos. So these are his expression about the Rigpa.
Okay.
So that's why also this it talks about the Hattewala Sangtalwa.
Okay.
Sangtalwa is the transparent. You know the light. If we look outside, Sangtalwa.
Oh, yeah,
the one we talked about,
Sangtalwa, I got that.
So it goes through. Yeah. When we look at the door, it's closed, so we don't see other side of the door. Yes. But when we open it, we see through. Sangtal.
Permeable.
Yeah.
Completely penetrable, permeable. Yes.
And transparent, translucent.
Translucent.
Transcendental, maybe.
Translucent, Sangtal.
And then there's Sangtalba, and then there is Haltewa.
Haltewa.
Haltewa. That is Haltewa. Again, the scholars, what is this Haltewa? And then we go in Dharma dictionary, there's no Dharma dictionary. And then when you talk with nomad people, a nomad people says, I Hatha.
Hatha?
It means shocked.
Oh, Hatha.
Amazed.
So that's like Hatha Yoga.
Yes. Halteva. Amazed.
Hatha, okay. Yeah, amazing.
The moment of... Yes, the moment, Hateva.
So Hateva, amazing grace. Hateva.
Yes.
Amazing grace.
And also getting shocked. When some people get shocked and for a moment, what is this? So no thought, free from thoughts.
Breathtaking.
Yes, breathtaking. That's a Hateva.
Breathtaking.
So when you're saying something, oh, I saw something so beautiful, na Hatha.
Yes.
It means, oh,
breathtaking.
Somebody is in the Hal state.
Yes.
Hal state is little bit shocked state.
Yes.
But free from everything.
Yes, wonderful.
So this word,
blown away.
Blown away. These words are very, very very expressive.
Yes, very
So that's why Yuthok, he used these common words.
Yeah, he does.
And Shapkarpa, he did it. Yes, yes.
Buna, buna, buna.
Yes.
Buna, buna, buna. Buna, buna, buna. In the middle of the sentence. I just write the sound.
Yes,
I
yes.
just write the sound. But you know the...
It says chalchal, no? Chalchalwa. Chalchal, chilchil. I think chalchal, chilchil. Or taltal, tiltil.
Yeah.
I think when you are translating the tummo, it has that expression in you. Yeah. Taltal means like when the water comes,
trickling.
Like tickling and dripping,
Yes.
It writes about that motion and the sound.
Okay, I got that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why I think, if we bridge this Hindu yoga, physical yoga, and Buddhist yoga putting together, I think also in the language, we should find the most easy and simple and the basic and making sense,
I agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Yeah, Buddha said he didn't want a big fuss about the language to the human beings. Then in the gods, they took the Sanskrit. He wrote his book in perfect Sanskrit. Actually, he didn't so much Bodhisattva. Manjushri, they came and they spoke Sanskrit.
Yeah, and also this in the Medicine Buddha, he talks about this. I like this thing too.
What is he
how the Hinduism and the Buddhism and Taoism, they become they went separately,
Yeah.
So I know the reason, or I think this is the reason. And so, for example, Medicine Buddha, when he gave the teaching about the medical science, so Medicine Buddha was in the center, and he gave his teaching. Verbally or mentally, he transmitted that medical knowledge.
Yes.
But then there are 4 groups of people:
right, the gods.
Buddhist group, God group, Hindu group, and the Rishi group, and they all understood their way.
They heard in their own language.
Yes. And the Hinduist group, they thought, Medicine Buddha is teaching the Hindu medicine.
Yes.
So that's the Ayurveda.
Yeah.
And then the Buddhists,
Those are rishis.
Rishis, they received like Ayurveda. Yes, Ayurveda.
Dansong.
And then the Buddhists, they say, Medicine Buddha is taught medicine, the Buddhist medicine.
Yeah.
So gods, they said he gave this.
Yes.
So that's why the truth, the Vajra nature or Vajra Yoga, true nature can be one true nature, but we all always received in different ways,
Absolutely.
Here, this text, it says here.
Yeah. At that moment of time, each word taught by the Master was understood by each of the 4 retinues in accordance with the tradition and system of their own Master. Lotus.
System of their own Master.
Yes, and this is one of Buddha's distinctive characteristics. Even he's teaching thousands of people, they each hear him in their own language.
Yeah.
No need for translation. They hear it in a different language, whatever he says.
And they get it according to their own understanding.
Yes, what they can understand. Actually, I was thinking
so that's why probably Buddha said the selflessness. Some people, they heard the soul. Oh, yes, I believe in soul. Buddha spoke about the soul.
Yeah.
Oh, the self.
Yes,
Yes.
So then the Transong, in the Gwe Samaja, the Samdi Vyakarna, the Gongpa Lungten Gyu is one of Shegyu of Gwe Samaja. But then every time Chandrakirti quotes that Shegyu in his commentary on Gwe Samaja, he says Damsongi Sung. He calls it the Rishi. So the Gwe Samaja teaching given in the Rishi language is the Samdivyakarana Tantra. The revelation of the intention, of the inner intention. Gongpa Lungu Tenpa. Lotus. Buddha is so amazing. So, nobody believes that Nagarjuna also teach Tantra. Chandrakirti said he received from Nagarjuna. 500 years, 600 years.
And I think there's a text about Dzogchen from a disciple of Nagarjuna.
Really?
Yes. There's one Tibetan scholar, he did a research. This word of Dzogchen used by,
I see.
now I don't remember his name clearly. He's Naga something, his name. Naga something.
Oh, Nagabodhi?
Nagabodhi, maybe.
Nagabodhi?
Luge
Nagabodhi.
Changsen.
Louis Changsen.
Louis Changsen. Louis Changsen.
He was one of the disciples. He wrote a very important commentary.
Yes, in his one of the teaching, he wrote about Mahasandhi. Yes.
I think so.
And all about, Dzogchen teachings.
Oh, the Tsongkhapa Enlightenment himself was in the moment before Bardo, at the moment of death, where this Guhya Jnaneshwari, secret intuition goddess. Remember? I never realized he said that. I gave him that. And Vajrapani says, I gave him outer is Yangjima, inner is Guhya Jnaneshwari. Because Tsongkhapa made a big fuss about not taking consort, after for 21 years. From enlightenment time to death time, he wouldn't take physical Kamamudra. He was young enough, he could have, but he wouldn't do that. Because then all the young Tibetan monks forget it. They're running after girls, of course. So because what Tsongkhapa did, we do. So 21 years he didn't do. But then when he died, the minute he died, he then, before Bardo actually they say, and then they saw him turn into a young child, and then Jnana Guhya Jnaneshwari and they take off together in the sky, And
what's her name in Tibetan?
Yeshi Kandro.
Yeshi Kandro.
Jana Dakin.
Yeshi
Wangchuk.
Sangwe Yeshi Wangchuk.
Was the name of consort. So instead of Bardo, he does that. But what I was trying to say was, that's right.
Then he was unioned in the Bardo.
Sanji Ishishap, in his book, which is not in the Lutrub tradition, it's a separate Samantuka tradition, the Yishishapluki tradition, right? So it's not the mainstream one, but it's an important one. And Tsongkhapa quotes him, and he says that certain bhikshu, Gelo, who want to keep Tsoi Bardo, they want to keep their vow, Tsoi Bardo. So they choose to get that Sungjuk, Dzogchen, Sungjuk, etc. They choose to do that at the moment of death. So they've kept to death their vow, and then they have a jnana consort. So he wrote that in India, and he even says, often some monks do this. This is usual monk thing. So as if a number of people do that. He says like that. In this Yishishabluki book. And he quotes that book. This is in Manjushim Mokagama, Jambe Shalom, written by the Yishishabluk. But I haven't read that book. But Tsongkhapa quotes that in his Rimga Sedra. So he is making plan, he's following Yishishabluki. Otherwise, I always feel, poor guy, 21 years he's working, teaching, endlessly teaching. But he missed some level of, Dzogchen. He missed the fulfillment of that with Guhya Jnaneshwari.
He missed the orgasmic experiences.
Some level of that, yeah.
But then the last moment of his life, the moment of death, he experienced the Maha orgasm, great orgasm.
That's right.
So
but
maybe maybe
every moment in the past.
Yes.
So then he missed it then, but he gets it later.
Yes.
That's a consolation prize.
Yes. Maybe
what I didn't remember was what you just showed me in this thing, which I translated, but I didn't remember. That Vajrapani says, I gave him Guhya Jnaneshwari inside. Outside he has Yangjima.
Yangjima, yes.
But inside I gave him Guhya Dhaneshwari. And then
I think when you translated this, you are young.
There's another amazing thing. Yantima said in 1414, 5 years before he actually died, she said he's going to die. That's his lifespan, that's the karma. He's going to die. So the last 5 years, he's not going to have it. I'm sorry, but that's it. He's finished. Yantima gave such prophecy. So then Ketrup, they did so many rituals. And Tsong was having back pain, and his leg is hurting, and his leg, and in 1414, and more or less finished. He finished. He wrote Narim Chamo. He wrote that and that. He finished. So then they did every kind of ritual, and then they came and they said, "Well, we got all the dongdres and all the difficult
obstacles
beings." And they said, "Okay, we're not going to mess with that, and we're going to behave ourselves. And he can live, if he wants to live a little longer, there's no problem." Something like that, they said. But he said there was one we couldn't catch. We couldn't completely destroy, in these rituals. And he said he would be okay, let you live, and also not bother anybody for 13 generations, but you have to make special shrine for him. And Tsongkhapa said, "Then I die. I'm not making shrine for some dongdres. No way. I will die right now. No problem." But somehow he still that one left him alone anyway. And so they were very disappointed, Ketrup and them. So that one, was angry or something. But anyway, Tsongkhapa lived. But anyway, in those 5 years is when he wrote so many tantric commentary. He had not written, like especially Demchok and this kind of thing. Some really intense Demchok stuff he wrote. And he built these mandalas in Ganden. He built a whole Yangbajin temple with a 62 pillar or something, huge one in Ganden. And then in there he made these mandalas, of 3 mandalas, then some say Jigsaw. And Wagishvara, but they never say Jigje, they never say by name, they say Ngagishvara, Ngawang, Ngagi They say Manjushri, but they don't say which because they're scared to say Jigje. They won't say it. They never say it. Shinse She, they didn't say it. So they say Ngagi Wangchuk. And so he did a lot in those 5 years extra. And the Guhya Dhaneshwari, I guess, is waiting.
Or maybe he was already union with Yangchenma, intangible, Yesheguku, Janakaya.
I always felt like 21 years, that's like 21 talents. He's waited 21 years because of caring about Tibetan people. He also he was supposedly a good doctor when he was young.
Yes, he studied for Tantra.
After he left Amdo, he came to Central, he learned from some doctor.
Yes.
So I think he had been my teacher too, but he didn't. But he was so busy trying to straighten out all this complication of the logic. He was trying to bring them, because Tibetans, maybe a lot of them not logical, So he's trying to get them to really be educated more and be better monks, So he considered that getting the Vinaya really good is important. So he didn't want to give a bad example for the Vinaya. Anyway, so that's so exciting. Then Ketrup and some other disciple are upset because one of them had one of his teeth fell out, and they had a tooth. So then they were angry because he's got a tooth, I don't have a tooth.
Yes.
So then, give me back the tooth. He gives the tooth, and then he does something like that, and then he gives them each, 3 of them, 3 teeth instead. And each one is a small manjushri. One is a ruby, one is a sapphire, and one is a diamond. White, red, and blue. He gives 3 teeth. But they are made in a little statue. That's the pose of it. Anyway, he is
so yes, exactly, yeah.
I like it.
So I think in a way, all the great enlightened beings,
I know.
they are like they are like the figures of metaverse. Metaverse. So
yes.
If we imagine Guru Pama Sambhava is in metaverse,
yes.
So he is this tantric yogi,
yes.
and subduing the wild spirits, and having many concerts, coming to Tibet and building Vajrayana. So that's like one part of his metaverse life story, And then the next one, and then he goes to India, and then Indonesia.
Yes.
And then becoming a monk, very strict monk, and then traveling back to Tibet as a monk. That's Atisha.
Yes, Atisha, yes.
And then he focused so much in the monastic tradition.
Yes.
So the before one, he was the wild tantric master.
Yes.
So the metaphor changed, metaverse figure changed into monk, and then very strict monk. But he went to same place and he rebuilt the Sutrayana on this. And then later he's coming back again like a Tsongkhapa.
I know.
And then he focused on the logics.
I know. So what is the thing? So I always I don't like Kali Yuga. I want Shambhala only. I don't like Kali Yuga. But I guess still then...
How do you say Kali Yoga in Tibetan?
Nigdu.
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 Yeah.
You know.
I think this,
Nigdu.
because, I think this Nigdu and the Nigma Nigdu is more, how do you say? I call this little bit the sutra view.
Yes.
Because in sutra we talk about the Nigma and the Mitsangpa, no?
Yes.
Mitsangpa is the impurity, Nigma is the leftover.
Yes.
And so when we talk about the human body, it's called the Lu Mitsangpe Ze.
Yes.
So in sutra, Gabungan Jikundo, it says our body is made of these impure substances.
I know.
But when we study the Vajra body, so there is no impure substances. They are all pure.
Yes.
So that's why it's becoming, how do you say, Tigle Lu.
Yes.
So they are all becoming Tigle.
Yes.
They are substances, they are chemicals, and they are energy and the light.
Yes.
So I think it depends on which vehicle is looking at our body.
Yes.
So also about the time, the Kali Yoga, the Nigdu, Nigdu, it's like, the time of the disaster and, the end of the world.
Yes.
So it has all this kind of dark view about the time.
Know.
But all this darkness, if we looked in the view of Vajrayana, is not the darkness, it's the light.
I know.
So it's not the impure, the time of impurity is the time of...
But they say that the Shambhala only lasts 1800 years. And then the planet goes back into Kali Yuga. Until then comes back up, and then Jamba comes. So they leave that one intact in its own level or something. But I don't know.
And
I want to be precise. You say it right. I want it only one way. So maybe some other beings have to come up through that.
Yes. I think I didn't find the text, but one of the Padmasambha was a prophecy. He says in the Nyingme 2, in the time of Kali Yoga, he says the Hatha Yoga teaching will become like a very powerful light.
Okay.
He says the more become Kali Yoga, the more become dark, and also the speed of liberation is more faster.
I see. Yes.
So there is Padmasambha was
some confusing ideas like that.
There is Padmasambha was prophecy like that. But in one prophecy, he says there will be more women get liberated. Okay. I think that makes sense.
Yes, that makes perfect sense.
There are many female practitioners, not today,
That's what Taratu thinks about America. All the leaders of Sangha will be women. He says in America. He was amazed about the Taratu.
Okay, so about Vajra Yoga, I don't know what...
I think we have some people there.
So Vajra Yoga's, our main topic is how to bridge.
Yeah.
how to bridge Hinduism, Buddhism,
Yes.
Taoism
India.
too, and this many great spiritual traditions.
Yes, and I think later we have to, I think, I like you mentioned Taoism, because we have to do something with that also.
Yeah, when Taoism, when they talk about the Tantien, is like a
Yes.
Pumbhajan, you know, like
Yes,
Kumbhaka,
yes, Mumbai.
and then they have exercises, and
Yes.
some of this Tai Chi movement, I think they are talking about Lung, you
I
know.
think so. Yes.
Then they talk about the Yin and the Yang.
Yes.
That's like sun and the moon, no?
Yes.
Solar and the lunar.
That's my,
Yeah.
yes, Tina.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very
That's
much.